Hello everybody. Today I would like to share my thoughts on the CRKT squid. It is a design by Lucas Burnley, and this model actually has a green micarta and D2 blade material. So here I just pulled up a page from Blade HQ, of course my favorite online retailer, just showing the specs, price, and just what you will see if you go and look at Blade HQ. So they got some good pictures of it. There's a frame lock knife. Here are the specs right here. It's 3-point hollow grind. Again, D2 blade material. Couple weeks back, I actually did a small little knife haul off Blade HQ. And I got 2 knives. They had a promotion going on where if you spent $200 or more, you actually get this knife for free, which I thought was pretty cool, and it helped me to justify spending $200 or more on some new knives for my collection. So I figured it'd be pretty cool idea to give CRKT another go, since I haven't had the best luck with them with fit and finish and quality control and things like that. Let me just show you guys what I got going on here. Move this out of the way, tilt this down. So here it is. This is what I got in the mail. Right off the bat, after doing my unboxing of it, if you guys go back and watch that video, this screw down here, I don't know if maybe it was just tightened down a little too much from the factory, but the actual scale material looked all kind of chipped up and broken. And yeah, I had made a comment saying that'll probably just fall off when I take this knife apart to just clean it out and do basic maintenance after carrying it for a little bit. I was able to take these screws out and the back spacer and the pocket clip off, and this didn't fall off. It was actually still pretty sturdy. But the biggest issue with this knife was that the pivot itself, it's not a captured pivot. At this price point, I don't expect it, but I also don't expect them to use a crap ton of Loctite to the point where I can't take this out. So this is permanently stuck in here. I did leave this soaking in WD-40 just to hopefully loosen it up. I did use a power drill even to try to just put as much torque on it as possible to break that seal that they had put within the threads, just to take this knife apart and do a little bit of I guess fine tuning that most CRKTs need when you purchase them. When I got this in, I immediately went to go and thumb flick it, and it was like super stiff. I flicked it pretty hard, and it came out to like right here. And then I tried to middle finger flick it, and it didn't even come out because there was so much pressure being put on by the frame lock here. So what I did was I actually pushed the frame lock out past its frame, and it did help, but I think I pushed it out a little too much, and now the D10 is pretty loose. I just took some pliers and just like bent it like this or twisted it like that to get a little bit more secure, and now it locks up just fine. There is a little bit of side to side play, but nothing nothing this way. Honestly, I'm not impressed by this at all. And again, I get it, it's a $40 knife, but nowadays you can get a lot more for $40, and you can get something a whole lot better for just a couple dollars more, for $5 more, for $10 more, for even $15 more. I guess the only other thing I gotta say about this knife, negative wise, is I guess this right here is this huge ass gap right there, plain as day. Just doesn't meet up properly, and that's it. So just poor materials, poor construction. But one good thing to say about it is that I actually do really like this design. It feels good in the hand for how small it is. I do wear a size large glove, and you know, even though I do have longer, skinnier fingers, I actually do like this blade shape. I like the handle and everything. And after, you know, playing with it a crap ton and actually using it and taking it to work a bunch, it's loosened up a lot. Oh, that's me just fumbling around with it. But it's not really like a drop shreddy kind of knife. Again, don't expect it. It is on washers. I would have been able to take pictures or something, but again, I can't take it out. It'll forever be, you know, just locked. So, I mean, with the amount of time that I spent messing around with this, I could have spent actually using it and being happy with it and, you know, enjoying it. Yes, well, I did get it for free by making a, you know, larger purchase than I would have. This is still a like $42 knife, or no, it's like 40 bucks. And to know that there are people that will actually go and spend their hard-earned money on something like this, I don't know, I feel bad about that. And CRKT should also. I think they're a company that has been around for way too long to be putting out fit and finish quality like this. This is just not okay. I've had issues with other ones in the past before. I had the CRKT Piet, and great design, cool little knife. Yes, it did have, you know, cheapy materials that, you know, I guess handle and blade wise, but at least they could have gotten the fit and finish, you know, done right. No, they didn't. The blade actually went past the stopping point or the lock bar, and would actually hit the backspacer and just chipped away and made a you know, I guess a dent within the backspacer. It's all bad, pretty bad. The pocket clip was so chintzy that within the first week of carrying it, I rubbed up against some, I guess, a pallet of product, and it got snagged on some plastic, and it just ripped it right off. Ripped it right out of the scales. The threads were just so thin. What else did I have? I had two other knives. Can't remember the model of them, but it was only maybe a year or two ago that I got them. So it's not like my bad experiences were from knives that were produced by this company from like 5-6 years ago. No, it was relatively recent. So CRKT really needs to step it up. They came out with a crap ton of new models for this year. Some of them look really interesting to me, and I wouldn't confidently spend my money on them, on any new models, but they still pique my interest. So we'll see if I pick any of them up and, you know, give them a shot. I also wanted to show you guys just within my collection. I know there's a bajillion other knives that come, you know, close to this price point, the $40 price point, but maybe just a little bit more. I mean, if you could justify 40 bucks, you could probably swing another 5, another 10, maybe. So here I got 3 of them that are, I guess, similar. I had 2 other ones, but they were much larger or just a little bit too much of a difference in price point. First one would be the very popular, well-known CVV Elementum. The base model of this one is $50.15 with D2 blade material. With that, you're obviously going to get way better action. You're actually going to have, you know, ball bearings and just so much better construction. a nice pocket clip that may not have a recessed pocket clip, but at least it has flattened screws. The CRKT doesn't have either of those. It's sitting on top of the frame, and it still has the round-headed screws. They do actually get snagged in my pocket every single time I go to use this knife. So flattened screws and recessed pocket clips do make a difference. They really do. Obviously, there is a size difference between these two knives, but it's still, you know, legal, technically, in California, if that's what you're, you know, looking at, really. There's these two side by side. So for just, what, $10.15 more, you can get something that I can confidently spend my money on any day of the week on something like this. Another one that I want to talk about is the Kaiser Feist. This one almost didn't make my list because I will say that thumb studs are easier to actuate than a, you know, front flipper for most people. But, you know, with a little bit of practice, it could be, you know, really the same thing. So opening it like that. So this Kaiser Feist, not this one exactly, but, you know, obviously the same, you know, shape and design, $49.99. So again, another $50 knife, so just $10 more than this guy, and very, very similar size, and just way better construction, fit and finish. I didn't have to mess with this thing for nothing. It was just perfect. Lockup was perfect. The blade centering is perfect. You know, opening mechanism is perfect, nice and smooth. It actually has a, you know, a titanium pocket clip. So there's something else that, you know, would be better to spend your hard-earned money on. Last guy right here is actually a knife that I purchased from Amazon. This is the Kuby Model 122. And this guy actually comes in at $48.99. This one has D2 blade material. So you're getting the same blade material as this guy. It's only $8.99 more. And just everything is better about it. Kid you not, everything is better about it. So the blade shape, it is a little bit bigger. It is very delicate tip, but if you can take care of your knife, this thing will definitely reward you. Has ball bearings in the pivot, amazing lockup, perfect blade centering. The pocket clip is sitting on the scale, but the screws are flat, so it does make a big difference. And the opening mechanism on this guy is just a giant hole, so you can obviously spidey flick it and then, you know, thumb flick it. It doesn't take, you know, much, really it doesn't take much effort, honestly it doesn't. And it is actually, you know, relatively smooth. So I guess really there you go. Two other ones that I pulled out of my collection that were just a little bit uncomparable to this knife. One of them was going to be the Civivi Backlash. The only reason why I didn't really put it in this comparison is just that it's actually a huge knife in comparison. The cutting edge itself is the same size as, you know, the handle of this knife. So I was just like, you know what, even though it comes at a very similar price point, this is a huge knife in comparison. So, you know, I right there I would be taken into effect the people who buy this just for the size of it, for its compact size. Another mention or honorable mention that I wanted to make was the Kaiser Mini Doman. This is Blade HQ exclusive. And the blade material is N690, Bowler N690. At least me, I would prefer D2 rather than that. So, you know, I guess this guy has a B on the blade material, at least in my opinion. But again, this is a Kaiser. You're gonna get way better fit and finish with this, with something like this. You know, and it's still relatively small. So it may not be on ball bearings, but it's on really well constructed washers, and it's just that much better. The pocket clip is a just bent steel clip, but they're on top, so it doesn't really get in the way of your jeans or pant material. Lockup is great. Centering is perfect. And that's it. So hopefully you guys just get to, hopefully you guys just get a better one. Maybe I just got unlucky with this one, because there are people that absolutely love this knife, and that's okay. You're entitled to purchase whatever the hell you want to buy and love whatever the hell you want to love. But just for me, this is going to remain as a possibly just a little fidget toy, and just something I would just, I don't know, keep in my car, keep in the garage when I want to, open stuff when I do my gardening crap outside. That's it. I mean, a knife is a knife. It is what it is. But I think it's time for change. Within this company, they got to start doing something different nowadays. Just something better. And throwing a spring assist is not going to make it any better. There's probably still going to be issues with, even at that point. So, thank you guys for watching.